Good evening. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Creations by Gwili. I am Gwili, and I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to spend a little while with me. I'll try for things not to be quite as long tonight as they were last week, and you just can't hardly make a wreath in an hour. But I hope you saw the picture. I'm happy to say that wreath is already sold. So I did some more work on it and made it a little fuller and added some more white to it, and I really like the way it turned out. But anyway, tonight we are actually going to be stenciling. But before we get into any of that, and I guess you can tell, we're going to be stenciling using Magnolia Designs Company. It's a fairly new company, and I'll tell you about it as I go through. But tonight we're actually going to let Ed draw a number. He wasn't sure he would be behind the camera tonight. He had his second vaccine today, but I don't think it's hit him yet. So he may be in bed all day tomorrow. We'll see. But he is behind the camera. He will try to catch your comments and your questions. If you have any questions about Magnolia designs or anything I've done, just type them in the comments. If he doesn't see it and I answer it here on live, then I will go back later and watch the live. Do we have a question?
No, Karen said hi, Julie and Ed.
Hey Karen, happy birthday. Maybe you'll draw Karen's name out of here. He probably will, Karen, because I just sent your box to this morning. And speaking of that, we have decided that the gifts, we're going to call it gifting, that we do on Tuesdays and Fridays, I'm only going to mail those on Saturdays. So if your name is drawn tonight, your gift, which is the little egg and the little bunny for you to color, decorate, decoupage, anything you want to do with them, they won't go in the mail till Saturday. That way, that gives us whoever wins Friday. If it happens to be the same person, I can put them in the same box. And it helps me keep track of things easier. So for now, we'll still do a gift every live, but it won't be mailed to you till Saturday. We're going to make Saturday as our mailing day. So Ed's going to pick a name, and we're going to see who gets this cute little, and by the way, Ed cut out the bunny and the egg, and they're perfect for your 3-tiered trays. So who does it go to?
Donna Smith.
Donna Smith. Okay, Donna, I think today's her birthday too, or it's pretty close. She probably won't be on tonight. I think they were going out to eat. Donna is our pastor's wife. So Donna, I'll get these to you, and I'll drop them by the church the next time we have to go through town, which we don't get out a whole lot anymore. But so if you're wondering, if you're new, let us know that you're new. If you're not new to the page, still tell us hello so I can go back and welcome you and know you're here. To get your name in the bucket for a gift, and I just love gifting things to people. And I want to always try to do something that will help you with your home decor or crafting, something maybe even you can do with your kids. But Donna, you can decorate these really pretty for your tiered trays or your windowsills or any of your decoration. I have put one coat of paint on, but I can see I've got a mark on this one. You definitely will want to give them another color paint. But Ed, you want to put those over there with the cup? But what you do to get your name in the cup is spread the love. And we have a magic word every week, and I usually try to align it with whatever the gift is for that week, so I don't get confused. I get confused really easy sometimes. So you won't see the gift tonight until the end, because it's actually going to be one of the little signs that I'm going to make using a stencil. And I'm not going to do it till the end, so you'll see it then. If it turns out okay. If it doesn't, I'll give you another one. But anyway, all you have to do is, if you're watching this live, and you will know we are live if that little, I think it's up in that corner, isn't it? If it's red and it says live, you'll know you're watching this live as we're doing it. You can spread the love now. Just push the little button down at the bottom that says SHARE. That will put this video on your feed for your homepage for your friends to see, and then they can join us. If you're watching the replay, because you have this is Tuesday, we will draw Friday. You have from now till about 3 o'clock Friday afternoon to do the same thing. The only way sometimes, especially if you're not a friend of mine on Facebook, that I know for sure that you have done that is if you come back and leave a comment in this particular video. And the comment and our magic word for tonight is going to be gifting. So just come back and put the word gifting. That will get your name in the bucket, and your name can go in there every day, 2 or 3 times a day, however you want to do it. Every time you hit the little button in SHARE, your name will go in the bucket or the cup. Okay, tonight we're going to do something different. I'm primarily a wreath maker, but if you were to go back, or if you saw my very first live I ever did last year, was on Magnolia Designs, because I wanted to explain the company that I had chosen to be a part of. I have put the link, my affiliate link, in the top of this video. If you click on it, it will take you basically to my website within Magnolia Design Company. And anything you purchase from there, I get a little commission on, so I really appreciate that. But just to explain a little bit and why I chose Magnolia, I wanted to be able to make some of my own signs for my wreaths. It had gotten to where shipping was so high. So I checked into several places that sell stencils and chalk paste and stuff, and I tried them all. I tried like 3 different companies. I settled on Magnolia Design for 2 reasons. One, I felt like they had more inspirational stencils. 2, they have no quota. In other words, I'm not pressured to sell or purchase a certain amount in 3 months' time, like you are with some of the others. I get a 35% discount on anything I purchase simply because I ordered the starter kit, which is $69. It changes every few months, but if you're interested in any of that, that's called becoming a creator. And basically, just shoot me a private message and I'll explain it to you. But I could pay $69 and get several stencils, a nice board, several pastes, 2 inks, and just a bunch of stuff. That's mine. And I could do whatever I wanted to with it. You have to pay shipping on that. But the only charge from Magnolia, if you become a designer, a creator, I think they call it, is a $10.99 a month to run the website, which is, to me, worth it. I have nothing to do with the website. I don't have to stock anything. I don't have to post anything. I don't take care of any payments. They just put commissions in my account. They mail it to the customer. They do everything. So it's worth $10.95 a month to do that. You can cancel at any time. There's no thing. Now, if you just want to try Magnolia Designs, because I'm telling you, it's addictive. It's a lot of fun. It's super simple. Then you can just go to that link and purchase a stencil and some chalk paste. You do not have to use their surfaces. You can use any chalkboard. You can use wood. Their inks is used on glass of any kind, material of any kind, anywhere from a canvas bag to a little cloth purse to garden flags. But you use the same stencils. And the back of every stencil tells you how to take care of it. But we'll talk about that a little bit as we go. But the first stencil I want to show you, I have 5 different ones tonight, but they'll go quick. And if you have any questions, just post them. This is actually a surface from Magnolia Designs, and I just really liked it. Okay, hang on. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
We'll come down a little bit more so they can see. This is, I don't know, when my hands go out, this is just where they go. Is that okay? I don't usually hold it up here. But anyway, this is actually 2-sided. Comes in a set of 2. And this will be the first time I've used one of these. I just got them. I got them because they have so many what they call quads which means there's actually 4 stencils in a pack. I don't know if any of you saw, did any of you see my post today where I asked you to go look and see if there was anything you were interested in me doing starter kit? I haven't had a chance to go back and check that, but I only have one, and I think it's the Together stencil in what I had done as a starter kit. But if there's something that you're really interested in, let me know, because then I can make sure I have enough of them. But this actually comes, I've already cut them apart. It comes like in a set of 4. And there's this one that says, Love Makes This House a Home. That's the one I'm going to use tonight. There's No Place Like Home. Bless Our Home. And Home is Where the Heart Is. So you could buy this one stencil, 4 boards, or any kind of board, and make 4 different gifts or 4 different things for places in your home. But the one I'm going to use tonight is this one. And not all of Magnolia's stencils are that big. They have some that are smaller, so like 5 by 7. And I've done quite a few of those tonight. I think I have 2 of those planned for you. But this was the set, and I think they were called Home Quads. That's what the stencil was called. But the first thing you want to do, these are reusable mesh stencils. They say if you take care of them that you can use them 8 to 12 times. I have some smaller ones that I used like on my bunnies and stuff that I used over and over and over. But you just have to clean them. You don't want to leave the chalk paste on them to clog up the little mesh holes. But the first thing you want to do after you've cut them apart or whatever is mark the back. Because once you wash them and clean them, you want them put back on the front part. You don't want this side. And sometimes it's hard to tell. One side's shiny and the other side is not. But anyway, I always mark mine. Some people write what it is. I don't. I just put a mark. But see, you can tell they're very sticky. So we have what we call a tacky towel that you don't have to have the towel, but anybody who joins under me as a creator, I send them a free towel. But you have a tacky towel and you just want to defuzz it. No, I guess you're actually fuzzing it because you want a little bit of fuzz. You want a little of the stickiness gone so it does not stick to, like if it's wood, it might pull up your paint. Or like this, it might stretch your stencil. So you're just going to put it on there a couple of times. You don't have to have the tacky towel. You can use your clothes, you can use your jeans, anything. And I just want to make sure I don't have any big pieces of lint. And then I'm going to put it on my board. Like I said, this is one of their, and I want to put it down almost as far as I can put it because I'm just going to eyeball it. I think it's straight. And then you just press it. Now you can see this comes up on the sides because it's got the house here. That's okay as long as, can you see, as long as the words. And then you just kind of rub your finger over it. Everywhere you see white is where your chalk paste is going to go through. So you don't want any bubbles. A lot of people say, well, you know, I guess my chalk was too thin or something. It bled. Well, the great thing about it is if you mess up, you just wipe it off and do it again. But you want to keep it from bleeding. You want to make sure it's a good fit. You don't have any bubbles right where the words and stuff are. And I'm going to do this in, I'm going to do Love in red because I'm going to paint a little red heart and put right here at the top. So I'm going to get my red, and this is the Magnolia chalk paste. You use chalk paste on wood and things like that, and then I spray them to seal them. On a chalkboard, and I think on this too, it feels like a chalkboard surface. If you don't seal it with a spray, you can go back and just wash it off a year later. You know, I'm going to show you one that I did last Christmas on live that I've already cleaned, and I'm going to reuse it. But the paste has a black top. They sell ink that's we'll do Friday night. It's on tea towels, t-shirts, anything cloth or material. But I'm going to open my chalk paste, and I've already They have the little stirrers. I bought mine on Amazon actually. And you just reactivate it basically by stirring it up good. This was brand new. I had not used this shade of red before. But earlier this afternoon, I went through all my paste to make sure they had enough. They were the consistency they needed to be. See, it almost needs to be like cake icing or batter, either one. Okay, so I'm just going to stir that up, and I don't think I need, so I've got a pan of water over here to my right side. Okay, you've got several sizes. Well, actually, your squeegees come like this. I take them and I cut them because with some things you just want a small squeegee and then medium and a little bit larger. I cut them up for whatever size I want. Since I'm not doing this, I'm just going to use this small one. So you can do it however you want to. But if your paste is too runny, it might bleed through. So you need to have the consistency, and you don't want to apply a whole lot of pressure. You just get what you need and just lightly go on it. And if it goes through those, if you've covered up the white, then it's gone through. And then you just take, you're going to have some excess, and you just wipe it off. Okay? And you kind of have to work fast if you're using two colors, because I do not want that chalk paste to dry in my stencil. So I'm going to use black for the rest of it. Let me stir it up. Yeah, this is actually so easy, so simple. I'm going to leave that out because I'm going to do black on other things too. That you can do it with your kids. I actually watched somebody this last weekend take her grandkids, and she let them stencil to her windows in her dining room. They put Easter bunnies all over the window, and it was the cutest thing. And I mean, one of them was like 8. Doesn't, and it just washes off. So she let them decorate her windows in her dining room. All right, let me get this. Be careful up here so I don't run it into my red. I will put another one of those things on the other side, and I will be putting a couple of these in my Etsy shop. But I wanted, in the Etsy shop, I wanted to have a variety of price things, and once I started doing some signs, I enjoyed the Magnolia stencils. Okay, and then you want, when you lift it, you don't want to pull from just one corner. You could get it started from a corner, but you want to pull from both. And you don't want it to touch itself underneath. Okay, that's how easy it is. And this one's done other than me. I will take this chalk paste and then you put it in water, sticky side up, and just leave it. I will take the little hearts that I have and use the same paste so it match a perfect match. But I mean, these are just little shelf sitters, and I will put something else on the back side. But that's how simple it is. Now I am going to, let me put that up there to dry. I am going to put my red thing in the thing and close up your chalk paste because it will dry out. If by some chance your chalk paste gets too thick, you just take a squirt bottle like this, and you just put a little bit in it and then stir it and activate it. I actually had some that was brand new, I think it was the green, today, that I must have bought, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, and I've never opened it, and it was a little thick, and I just kept adding water to it until it thickened up a little bit, like thinned out really, but it still needs to be thick. Okay, the second one I'm going to do for you is actually, I don't know if you remember, I took this chalkboard last year, turn it that way, and put the stencil on it that said Countdown to Christmas, and I did not seal it. This was bought at Hobby Lobby, and I didn't seal it. So after Christmas, I just took it and wiped it off. So what I want to do today, as another example, is I want to put this one, He is Risen, on it. And it's like an 8x12. It'll fit. All your Magnolia stencils come with the instructions on the back as to how to take care of your stencils. Now, I was going to show you, they have a lot of inspirational, spiritual, but they also have some that are really cute and funny. This is brand new, and I'm not doing a stencil with it, but I wanted to show it to you. I had cut them apart already, but you get two, and they're basically the 5x7. This is the size I like to do as my samples because of the boards I can offer. But this one says, I really don't see the point of cleaning if my family is going to keep living here. And I just thought that was really cute. And then this one says, wash your hands and say your prayers because Jesus and germs are everywhere. So they have some really cute stencils. But I like that one. And then this is a new one. Haven't even opened it yet. It says, first my mother, forever my friend. This would be wonderful to get with Mother's Day coming up to give us gifts and stuff. And you can do more than one color. You can really get creative and make your wreath around it 2 different colors. I think the stencils this size, I want to say they run about $13, which is not too bad. It's reusable a dozen times. But things like this are really good to make if you want to give gifts. But the one I'm going to use, and it's brand new, I haven't opened it either, which means, you know, it'll take me a little bit longer because I need to mark it and put a little fuzz on the back of it. But I want to do this one next, and I'm going to do it in white, which means I probably need to cover up my black. I'm not going to use it for a few minutes, but I'm going to leave these sitting here. Okay. When you're dealing with the chalk paste, I'm a messy crafter. I didn't tell y'all that. But when you're dealing with the chalk paste, you just have to make sure you keep your hands clean. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, and how have I lost my pencil, my pen that quick? Did you get a marker from here? I bet I put it back over there. The first thing I'm going to do is mark the back of it with an X. Thank you. Magnolia is a great company to be a part of. There is absolutely no pressure to sell anything. This is the first time I have done any stenciling this year. And what I love about it is, as long as I don't take their name off the product, I can put together sample kits. I could just take all my extra stencils I have in there and put them on my Etsy store and sell them. I could sell paste. If I could afford to buy a whole bunch of extra stuff, you know, I could. But I have put together some sample kits. But you can sell products you make at a craft store. You could just sell stencils and paste and stuff like that at a craft show. They just have no rules other than you can't take their name off of it and put your name on it, which we wouldn't do that anyway, would we? All right, I'm going to do this one in 2 colors. I'm going to get this off of there. Just kind of stack those together if you would, Ed, those that I'm done with, it'll help. Okay. Now this doesn't, when you're using a board and if you're going to hang it on the wall, make sure you look and have your top at the top. This one, it doesn't really matter. What I plan to do with this one at the end is to show you how quick they are to wipe off. So it doesn't matter if I mess this one up or don't get it straight, because I'm going to wipe it off in a little bit. All right, I felt that was a little piece of something right there in the E. There's a little something there, but it will not affect my words. And the great thing about it, it's chalk paste, it's water-based, it's non-toxic, it will not hurt kids. And when you're dealing with chalkboards and stuff, wood is not quite as forgiving. All right, I want white and green. But chalkboards, you just wipe it off.
With a wet cloth, right?
Yeah, just a wet cloth. So you can tell my green is a little thicker than what that red was. But it's still okay. I'm only going to do these little leaves with the green. And you can use your little, because you hate to waste any of that. Paste, I believe, runs, I think about $11 for a 3-ounce container. Okay, so I'm just gonna, oops, might have got it on my S. I got a little quick there. But I'm gonna wipe it off at the end anyway. It's not going in the shop or anything. I checked today, and all the stencils I'm using tonight, except for two. Two of them I'm using are not in stock. Actually, the home quads was one of them. Right now, they're not in stock, but they're real quick to restock items. They didn't stay out of stock very long. They do retire certain stencils after a while. Actually, my green is too thick. I'm hoping it doesn't. I should have stirred it more with some more water. But you need to use distilled water. That's another thing they tell you. If you put regular water in there, it will mold. All right, I'll try to do this a little faster so I can pull it up. Purpose of doing this one now is because I want to give it plenty of time to dry so I can show you how easy it is just to wipe it off. You could do one like this and leave it up for the Easter and then take it down, and that way you use your board for something else. You can get very creative and use several colors. It's just whatever you want to do. And you see how I went off the edge of the stencil right there? No big deal. Even if I was going to keep it and seal it and put it in my shop, when I pull the stencil up, I will just take a wet cloth and wipe that off. You see why, even kids can do it. It's just so simple. Let me turn that a little bit. So I can get to the side of that. All right, and then I'm just going to scrape off all that excess. Does not take much paste. Little spot I missed right up there.
You're just putting the extra back in the jar.
I'm putting the extra right back in the jar. Because you don't want to waste any of your... Okay. And I'm going to pull it from the side. And then I'm going to put it in the water. Try not to let it touch itself, but I think it just did. Oh, water took care of it. I've got a dish pan over here. And when I'm done, I will, and I don't ever do this many stencils one right after the other. I normally stencil something, take it straight to my sink, clean it. And when you clean it, you want to turn it over to dry with the sticky side up. All right, you see? See this spot here where it went off? If I was going to keep this and stuff, I mean, you just take a wet rag and just wipe it off. but this is the one, got a little thick right there, but I want it to dry, and then I'm just going to clean it for you. Even you can take your hands and rub across it and it will not come off unless you put water on it, or you can seal it with something. All right, let's put that one over there. All right, okay, I want to use black again. Some of these things I'll have to get out and wash. Let me put the white, put the thing on the white. Get my black back out. Now this next one is also a Magnolia surface. And the stencil is new. I just got it a week or so ago. And I'll tell you the reason I got it is because they also sell, this is an MDF cross, and my plans are to put this stencil, this is the stencil, to put this stencil on it and put it on a wreath. But I don't know for sure. I don't want to paint the cross or anything yet because I don't know what colors I'm going to use. I'll determine that later. But you can also take that same stencil. This is another surface from Magnolia. And I can put this cross right on here and it forms its own cross. So I debated about whether to do it in brown because the frame is kind of a brown and black. It does not have a, it actually could be two-sided. You can paint this side and do something there too. But I'm probably going to put a, this will go in the shop, and I'm going to put a sawtooth hanger on this one. So, like normal, I'm going to open this one up. Have any of you tried stencils or transfers from any company? There's several companies out there that are very popular, and you probably, you know, maybe you've never heard of Magnolia's Design. They're fairly new. But for several reasons, I chose them. Mainly because I don't have to sell anything. If I don't want to buy anything, and I'm not a pushy salesperson, if nobody buys anything, I don't worry about it. I still get 35% off anything I purchase. Okay. So we're going to have to, you see, I need to take my Tacky Towel and throw it in the washing machine. But I'm going to do the same thing on this one. You just you have to be careful taking it off so it doesn't fold back on itself.
Karen said yes from Michael's.
Oh, okay. Were they like reusable or just the open stencils?
Did they have a screen?
Yeah. Are they like a mesh? I also have another company that I really love using, and they are stencils. They're the plastic stencils that have the openings. Okay, fuzz. You just do it a time or two so it's not quite so sticky when I put it on my board.
Karen said open.
Open stencils, yeah. Now, I have come to love those, but it's also because I think I got the right tools to use when you stencil with those. But I'll show you some of those probably next week. Magnolia also has the big letters to do your big porch leaners. I don't do too many of those. I did them for gifts this year, but I can't imagine what it would cost to mail one, 5-foot piece of wood. But if you do craft shows, they say they're very popular. But they do have stencils for that also. Plain old letters to say any words you want to say. All right, now this one, I may need to stand up. I plan to sell this, so I want to make sure it's even and straight. All right, that's a little straight. It moved. get it straight since I'm just looking out of one eye pretty much. And I don't think it's straight this way. Because I've got more space down here, so let's try it again. Let me stand up. See if I can get it on here straight. It wouldn't be a big deal if you were going to put anything else on it, but I really wasn't going to put anything, a bow or anything. I was just going to let it be the cross. All right, I feel something. It's in the green, it's not in the wording. But it almost looks like, maybe, well, no, I didn't cut the stencil. It almost looks like it curves this way. But the cross looks okay. We're going to go for it. I can wipe it off and redo it. But I just want to show you how fast it is. When you're doing something just one color. They also have a pretty gold. This would look real pretty with this black and Christ gold. Try to use my same squeegee, not get it all over me. Which this is the small one. It would be faster if I used a bigger one. Y'all are quiet, or Ed's not watching or something.
Nobody's saying anything.
Are y'all there? Have I put you to sleep? On Friday, we will play with the ink. Like I said, you could put this cross right here on a t-shirt. You use the same stencils, you just use a different product. You use their ink.
Karen says that's her favorite verse.
And like I said, that's one thing that really pushed me towards Magnolia, was all the different. They're the same one that has the Promise Keeper, Waymaker, Promise Keeper. They have the Lord's Prayer. Okay, I'm going to make sure I don't have any black on my hands before I pull that up. But then they also have the fun ones too. They have one that says something about caution. This is the kids' bathroom. Beware, or something like that. All right, now I'm going to pull it up slow, because what you can do is you check it as you go, and if you see a place you missed, I don't think that's paint, if you see a place you missed, then you just lay it back down. All right, that's not as dark as I want it. So what I will do is wash this stencil, and then once it dries, I'll lay it back down over it and give it another layer, because it's not, and that was paint. It's not as dark as I want it. Almost looks gray. But see there's that one. But I want it darker than that. And I think it's because you just have outlines. I'm glad I didn't do the brown. I do like the black, but I will go back over that one. Okay, let me look here for a second. I think The next two are chalkboards, so we're not going to be using the black. So I'm going to close it up. I think all we're going to be using is white. All right, let me clean this up a little bit. I really like the little houses. And they have a lot of really small stencils that you get about 12 or 16. They're the little mini ones that are perfect for doing your tiered trays. And it's what I put on like the little eggs. I told y'all I was messy. I've got black all in my nails now. And after you wash your stencils, lay them out sticker side up to dry, you want to take a Clorox wipe. Not like, see what I'm using now are baby wipes, which is fine. I'm just using them to like either wipe off the boards or clean my hands. But you don't want to wipe the back of your stencils with baby wipes because they've got a type of oil in them. And all this chalk paints and everything, your stencils, you put some oil on them. You just want disinfecting wipes is what you want to use. Okay. This next one, and I'll tell you why I'm going to show you this one. I actually bought, it's another new stencil I haven't opened, and I can't read part of it, but I know it says something about I'm not addicted to coffee, we're just in a committed relationship. And I thought that was cute. And I'm going to need something sharp. I bought this chalkboard from Dollar Tree for $1. And I just wanted to see if it worked as well as a regular chalkboard. And this was just the perfect size. I want to see if I can leave it tonight. Thank you. And wipe off the chalk paste in the morning after it's good and dry. I just wanted to test and see. Magnolia has a lot of different stencils, but you do not have to purchase their stencils. You can use stuff from Hobby Lobby. I use it on wood for my signs. Ed just cuts the size I need, and we'll go over that. I touched on it way back in that first video when I talked about preparing your wood for stencil. But this is a chalkboard from the Dollar Tree. So we're going to see. I need my fuzzing cloth. Lay this there with those. Oops, stencils. That's the back to the cross, but it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm just going to fuzz it like I would any other time. Now the ones, the house, I won't seal it till I put a saying on the back side. And the cross are two that are going in my Etsy store, and I will seal them. And I just seal them with a clear acrylic spray, non-yellowing, from Rust-Oleum. It's the same spray I use for my mesh wreaths. You can either use matte or glossy. I have glossy all the time, so that's what I'll use. Okay. There again, this one I plan to take off of here tomorrow, so I'm not even going to worry about it being straight. This would be a cute one to put in a sample kit. Put at your coffee bar. And it just says, I'm not addicted to coffee, and then it has a little heart. I could have done that in the red. And a coffee cup. We're just in a committed relationship. So I need one of my little thingamajiggers down here. Wipe it off. I didn't bring in enough of them. I've got plenty of them. Okay, so we're just going to take the white. And the truth will come when we see how it accepts the chalk paste and how easy it is to take up off the chalkboard. Plus, it may not wash off, and of course, if you're not going to reuse it, it doesn't matter. But I was just curious.
What do you expect out of it?
For $1, yeah, but you know, I try to make things affordable, and if you can go get you a surface from the Dollar Tree, can't beat that. That's what this was, I think. It's from the Dollar Tree. All right, now I'm just getting up any excess. Like I say, my length is at the top. Well, if you click on it and follow it, you will be, it tells you over in the right hand corner, I believe, that you're shopping with me. And you don't have to become a creator. I didn't for a long time. I just ordered the stencils I liked and some paste. All right, it did fine. I just ordered paste I wanted and some stencils, and I played with it. And then when I decided I really liked it, you know, it was a no-brainer for me to become a creator so I could get that discount. Okay, there's that one. That's just a cute little sign. Put a black and white bow up here and prop it up on your coffee bar. But I will let you know on Friday night. I'll show it to you again, and I'll let you know if it wipes off with water, like I'm hoping it will. Okay, I know I'm going to use pink in this next one. And my stencils get all, not the stencils, the little squeegees are down under the stencils in my pan of water. Okay, this is the last one, and if this one turns out okay, this is the one that I'm going to gift to somebody. And I'll tell you, I wanted to let y'all know that there's another thing you can do. This is just a little piece of wood.
Don Smith said, think about doing a class up at church.
Yeah, we could do that. This is just a piece of wood that I actually bought this chalkboard paint. Donna Smith, is today your birthday? If it is, happy birthday. I think I sent you a birthday thing on Facebook and thought you were going out to eat. Anyway, this is chalkboard paint. Our daughter-in-law, their first house they bought, actually somebody had painted the inside doors of the cupboards with chalkboard paint and then wrote what was in there, what was in that particular cupboard and everything. So I just got a piece of wood that I had and I painted it with this chalkboard paint. So I'm just experimenting with this too and see how it goes. Donna, if you were not here earlier, you won the little bunny and egg. All right.
I'm out with Greg at a soccer game.
Oh, you're at the soccer game. Nice way to spend your birthday. Emma's not playing this year, and I was kind of glad. She's a manager or something, and she decided her senior year she didn't want to play. So it's like, I think when the first week it was when it was so cold, and I'm like, I'm so glad. Now this pink worries me a little bit.
Donna said, winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah. To me, the pink seems really thin. And when I stirred it the first time, I double checked to make sure it was paste and not ink. So this may bleed and this may not work. If it doesn't, we'll do a different sign. But what I wanted to do with this one is this cute little Easter. It says somebody loves you. And I'm going to do it in 2 colors. I'm going to try to do the hearts and I think the love and his little nose in pink. But we'll see. I haven't ventured out to try too many.
Donna said she did receive her last prize.
Oh, okay, good. The office was closed, so I just taped it to the door. But I knew they were due back in 5 minutes, so. Mark the back of it. Pull it off. My tacky towel, what did I do with it?
Right over
There it is. This is brand new, so I need to. Now, when you paint something, this is kind of like your wood stuff. I did put some paste wax, finishing wax, and supposed to, that's to keep the paint from pulling up on with your stencil when you pull it up, because this is sticky and I don't want it to take my paint up. It's almost like an adventure, you know, but you really can't mess it up because you just redo it. When you're working with t-shirts and stuff, it's not as forgiving. Somebody did say the other day something that got the ink out of a t-shirt before you washed it. I'll have to go back and find that. But I've made myself several t-shirts. I haven't, and I've got several kitchen towels in my Etsy store. They were a lot of fun to make. But let's see if we can do this and do it in 2 colors and not make a mess. Okay. Make sure it's all on the board. Okay, I move it down a little bit because his ear is just barely on the board. It's almost the exact same size as my stencil. All right, I'm going to do everything in white except his little nose. And there's 3 hearts here and 3 hearts inside there. Let's see.
Donna said, did you get your chalkboards at Dollar Tree?
Hand me that one. The one I just did about addicted to coffee, this was from Dollar Tree. I'm going to see tomorrow if I can wash it off like a regular one. The one I did, I'll show again later, was from Hobby Lobby, where I put the He Is Risen. This one's just a piece of wood, Donna, that I painted with chalkboard paint. We're going to see how it works. Ooh. Magnolia also sells these little squeegees like this that are tiny. So I'm hoping I can do the little parts of the pink. And if all else fails, I could do it all one color, let it dry, clean my...
Brenda Bracken said she missed, what's the night's word?
Gifting is the word. And if this sign works out, that's what I'm gifting. But it will not be mailed till Saturday. I said at the start that I'm changing, and our giveaways will only be mailed on Saturdays. That way I can keep up with things better. All right, this is going to be a real light pink. It would make it brighter probably if I did the whole thing in white and then laid it back over it and went over the white with pink. All right, we're going to do that whole word.
Teresa Adams says hi.
Hello, and thank you for joining. I appreciate y'all staying with me for a little bit. Lives are not my cup of tea. I'm really out of my comfort zone. And since I can't read the comments and stuff, I kind of feel like I'm sitting here talking to myself. And Ed tries to make me laugh. He does crazy things. Like I said, I thought I might have to do tonight by myself. I figured he'd be in bed, but he said he was going to bed after this. But so far, no reactions to the shot. This is second one, so he will be covered and we can go back to church. Praise God. We have a trip planned for late April that was canceled last year, so we really need to do it this year. All right, I don't know how pink.
Repeat the word again, Kathy.
Gifting. 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 Because that's what I love to do. And I don't know why Facebook has to be so sticky about things, but okay. That's all I'm going to do with the pink. But I may want to use this little thing around the white in some of these closer spots. Because I don't want to run into my pink. And y'all can make these stencils as easy or as difficult as you want. Because there's actually a technique called ombre, to where they mix different colors together and come up with shades. I ain't got into all that because I don't have the most steady hand. But these little tools really help when you just want to get close edges and not hit something else. Okay, let me get his little whiskers and mouth. Once I get around this pink, then I can finish it pretty quick with a bigger squeegee. One more spot over here. I might ought to do the ear. That's close to pink. Okay, if y'all missed the first part of it, you can actually look at all the stencils that Magnolia Design offers. I'm going to be putting together some more sample kits. You know, depending if it's a big stencil, I might not furnish the surface. I might just furnish some paste and the stencil. I'll just have to look into it. But I have some real cute surfaces that are, I think, 5x7 that are like a white chalkboard. And I may look for some good stencils to do with that for you. So y'all look through there, and if you see some stencils in the Magnolia store that you'd really be interested in kits for, you'll have to let me know. Friday night we'll be doing the ink, and I'll do, probably won't do a t-shirt, but I'll probably do, I do want to do some wood with the paste too and show you how to do that, but we'll do some tea towels. All right, I hope I didn't miss anything. I do want to see if I can go back over this pink and make it just a little darker before it dries too much. I'm not sure how this pink will, it's a soft pink, so I'm not sure how it's going to show on this chalkboard. And like I said, this is just paint, chalkboard paint, so we'll see. It's just kind of an adventure. You play with it and you pull it up and you see, oh, okay, well, I like that. Or no, I don't like that. I'm going to wash it off and do it again. Kids love it. All right. Let's see. Well, it turned out cute. Can you see it? I think maybe the pink is dark enough. So this is the gifting for tonight. And I will seal it. So put gifting every time you S-H-A-R-E. And that's what you'll get.
Donna Smith gave you hearts.
Thanks, Donna. Okay, now we're going to recap. And I'm going to wash off He Is Risen and show you how quick you keep it for the season. But let me have the house. That's the first thing I did, is this little house. All right, this was just done on a magnolia surface. I'm going to put a little heart here, and I'm going to put one of the other sayings back here. This will go in my Etsy store. So that was our first one. The He Is Risen was second. It should be plenty dry. Yeah. See, this, remember, I used this last year at Christmas, and then I washed it off. Kids, you can rub it, so you can hang it up. This actually, I put magnet strips to put on the refrigerator so kids could count down the days till Christmas, because that's what was on there. So they can touch it, they can do everything, but if you don't seal it, and then you want Christmas is over, Easter's over, and you want to reuse it, this is just how easy it comes off.
But if you seal it, it's fine.
And once you seal it, it will not wash off with water. But if you're using a chalkboard, that's how easy it washes off and cleans. And then you just reuse your board for a different season. This one was from the Dollar Tree. It's dry, but I really want it to dry overnight. Tomorrow I will, or I may save and do it at the first of the live on Friday night. I'm curious to see if it wipes off as well as a regular surface. Okay? But then this is the one, this also going in, this is another magnolia surface. You could do two sides. But this is the cross. And I'm going to put it in the Etsy shop. And remember, the stencil fits this MDF cross. I'm going to paint it, put the stencil on, and put it on a wreath. So that's what I'm going to do with that. But you don't have to use
Everybody
the MDF.
likes your big board.
This one?
No, the one on the bottom.
This one, yeah. And I got it from Hobby Lobby. So, I mean, you don't have to buy stuff from Magnolia Designs, but they really do have some nice. This one in the little house was their surfaces. They've got a lot of cute surfaces, y'all. They have roosters and they have gnomes. Just click on there and go through all their stencils and stuff. But if you have any questions about them, or if you're interested in getting the kit and saving money with every purchase that you make, just let me know. But we've been on here an hour now, so that's not too bad. We've done 5 stencils. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I appreciate y'all being here. If you're interested in me, I told you I had a bucket of water over here. If you want to see sometime how exactly to clean the stencil, the back of the Magnolia paper tells you, but I usually just save all this from when I'm not on camera. I will take this over to the sink and immediately wash the paste out of these. That's how you can, there's 2 ways to ruin your stencils, or else you can use them 10 to 12 times. If you let the paste dry in the stencil, they say it's real hard to try to get that paste out. Or if you stretch the stencil by just pulling one corner and it sticks too much to the surface. But it's the same stencils whether you use paste or whether you use ink. I can take these same stencils, I could put this on a dish towel. I could put it on a t-shirt. You just use their ink. You know, it's the same stencil. I have used some of these stencils and used plain acrylic paint. You just have to wash it off really quick because you don't want it to get in the little holes where the mesh where it comes through. And you want the thick acrylic paint. Hobby Lobby sells a, and it's what I use for my essential stencils where I do the actual swirling. they sell a thick body, and it's Master's Touch, and it was usually 50% off every other week. But you pay on sale, about $5 for a tube like this, but it would last you for years. I mean, because but it's a thick, it's not as thin as the little apple barrel acrylic paints. When they're that thin, they would probably bleed. So it needs to be a thicker. Now, one tip I was told is if something I did the other day and I didn't have paste, so I just took at the Dollar Tree you can get they're almost like little cupcake things, but they're paint things to put like 6 colors of paint in. You get like 3 for $1. Put a little bit of your acrylic paint.
Palettes.
Yeah, little palette things. Put your acrylic paint in one of those little things, like you were going to mix it with a different color, and just let it sit in the open air for a few minutes, and that thickens it up. It hardens it. And I was able to use it, but I just needed it on a little spot. But anyway, so Friday, I will see you, and I want to do something on wood instead of just the chalkboard. I want to show you how you use the stencils on wood. But then I'm also going to use some ink. I don't have as many colors of the ink as I do the paste, but I have some dish towels in there that we will actually use some ink on. So I'll give you some ideas about that. All right, so y'all, I hope y'all have a great week. And Donna, we will get your little egg and bunny to you before Easter. But I don't know if we have to go to Lake Jackson this next week or not. I go to the doctor in Houston this next week. But anyway, we'll get it to you. I'll probably leave it at the church for you. But I appreciate it. And Jeannie, I don't know if you're on here, but I got you a box ready today. And so your box will be mailed Saturday, unless Ed goes back to the post office before then. So have a good evening. I am going to go watch The Voice, one of my favorite shows. So I will see y'all Friday at 6:30. Bye.
Do you also buy dry erase boards?
I did try one back at Christmas, and it worked fine. Lainey took it home with her, our granddaughter. So I can't tell you about how long it would sit on it and if it would wash off clean. But you can use the dry erase boards. I think the one we bought and I sent home with her with some flowers and some paste, it was one that it wasn't bordered. It was like a piece, and it was magnetic on the back. It was cool. White on the front, and it just stuck to the refrigerator. But I have done the paste on the magnetic board, yes. And I have done cups, with the ink, plates, chargers, those plastic chargers from Hobby Lobby. I think I've sold all but one of those. Use these stencils on that. But just about any surface. Chalkboard is the easiest if you're just getting started, because you see, had I not liked this, and you just wipe it up and do it again. I mean, you've wasted just a little bit of paste, and that's all. So, but once you get started, then you can go on into the t-shirts and stuff that, if you mess up on a t-shirt or it bleeds, it's just too bad. I mean, it won't wipe off. So, all right, well, I will see y'all Friday, and if you have any more questions, or if you're watching the replay and you have any questions, just send me a private message or put it here in the comments, and I will go through and read all of them. Thank y'all for allowing me into your home and into your car or your stadium, Donna. And I'll see y'all Friday night at 6:30.